the issue of people smuggling has again hit the headlines. An undercover investigation found that some people smugglers had not only avoided punishment, they'd been given refugee status by the Australian government so they could live here. So what is people smuggling and how does it work? Let's take a look. It's a situation we're used to seeing, but not the people we're used to seeing in it.
I want to get off the boat.
This documentary, called Go Back to Where You Came From, aimed to give ordinary Australians an insight into why people would pay huge amounts of money to board an unsafe and overcrowded boat just for the chance of a new life in Australia.
What's happening,
Mate, we're going under.
You're joking.
The documentary was a big hit and changed some people's views on the asylum seekers seen on the news each night. But what about the smugglers behind it all? Why did they do it? Smuggling, at its most basic, is the act of secretly moving objects illegally across country borders. Sometimes it's animals or electronic stuff. Sometimes it's something more serious like drugs or guns. And sometimes it's people. Believe it or not, there have been times throughout history when people smuggling has been seen as a good thing. During World War II, many Jewish people were being persecuted and killed in Germany. But some helped smuggle them out, risking their lives to help others. So how is the people smuggling situation we know today any different? Well, much of the people smuggling trade we know is not done for charity, it's done for business. Many people smugglers charge large sums of money for passage to Australia, and desperate people often pay it. But that money doesn't go into buying a safe boat or into hiring an experienced crew. It goes towards making some smugglers incredibly rich. Meanwhile, those desperate people who are their customers are left risking their and their families' lives, all on the hope of asylum and a new life in Australia. If asylum seekers are processed at places like the Christmas Island Detention Centre and found to be genuine refugees, they can be granted a visa to stay here. But the penalties for anyone caught in a people smuggling operation can be quite severe. That doesn't mean they're all caught though.
Excuse me?
This report on ABC current affairs show Four Corners said some people smugglers had hidden themselves as refugees on their own boats and had been granted visas to stay. They should have been caught and punished, but instead they were allowed into the country. The Immigration Department has said it will investigate the mistake and anyone found to have lied will be deported and may be punished.
Heading 110.
But the whole issue of people smuggling will go on long after any particular smugglers are caught. And it will continue to divide opinions too. Some people say that everyone involved in it should be held accountable, from those in charge right down to those paying for passage. Others say asylum seekers are just desperate people in need of help and protection. But most people agree that those who've made preying on people their ticket to riches only deserve one thing: a ticket to jail.